Get ready to be inspired as we delve into the world of a remarkable group of ladies who have gathered to knit for a good cause. We are going to unravel their story and explore how their shared passion for knitting is not only stitching together beautiful creations, but also fostering connections that contribute to a long and fulfilled life. Welcome to Afternoon Express, ladies. So we've got Mel, we've got Benita and Wendy. You all look like you are in your element with what you're doing right now. And I love, you know, when I remember knitting at school and I had to look down all the time. I love that you guys are just over here doing what you love best. Tell me how all of this has come about.
Look, we all just love knitting, and I think it's getting together in one space that just adds an extra element to this knitting, this unraveling of the soul. And I'm sure that my friends here can agree that once we are together, we aren't this quiet.
What are some of the things that you talk about? I'm sure a lot is private, so we won't go there. But what breaks that mold in terms of, you know, being new to the group and then feeling like you one with the group? Benita, let's start with you.
For me, it's usually just I look to see what's Mel making, or I see what's Wendy making.
Okay.
The new pattern or the new design, the new stitch. There's always something new to learn, and people trying out different techniques. And so that's what I find that always breaks the ice. Like I go into a place, I don't know anybody, but I see what they're knitting and I immediately start talking because I want to know what they're doing.
What they're doing and what inspires them.
Yes.
For you, Wendy, what do you love about the social connection that you have?
I love we stay in a village, FG Low village.
Yes.
And like we don't see each other besides lunchtime. So on a Wednesday we meet together and it's wonderful just to be together and chat about lots of things.
Yes, yes.
From food to knitting to whatever.
To politics, to what's happening in the world, to the children, to the youth of today, how they don't appreciate things,
what we're gonna have
how they'll
supper.
never do this, what you're going to have for supper. Please tell me about some of the beautiful creations that we have on our table here. It's just this, I mean, gorgeous cacophony of colour and joy.
We have a lovely blanket underneath.
Yes.
This blanket is called a friendship blanket. So the Knitwits of Southfield Library, they made this.
Okay.
And yes, it was all made by different people. And what I love about it, we didn't discuss beforehand which color and where it's going to be. Everybody just used the colors they had at home and we brought it together. And as you can see, it just flows together, and and that's what I just love about it. And this blanket was made by another Knitwit. Her name is Sandra.
I love the name.
And she made it it's called a scrappy blanket. So you can see it's all these colors, and it's all made of leftovers from blankets that she's made over the years, and all the little bitties that's left over.
So wonderful repurposing and recycling going on here.
So nothing gets wasted.
Yes,
nothing gets wasted.
Tell me about the joy that you get with the charities that you work with, and which charities do you guys work with?
So across the board here, we knit for a number of charities. So big one, Benita belongs to, well, I also indirectly at 67 Blankets, and I think they need no introduction.
Yes.
But I also came into contact with FG Low Village, where Wendy resides, through Senior Santa Shoebox. And I found out that there was this knitting club in Nova Park, which is just down my road. And I thought, I can't get to the other knitting clubs. It's too early in the morning for a working girl. And there was an afternoon one. And I think it wasn't even just a few months when I started facilitating the group. And I'm like the madness that gets them going on a Wednesday. Then there's, I've got Women's Zone in Cape Town, but I said I connect with so many because it meets me at a different place. It's groups where I could possibly connect with ladies more around my age group. Knitting clubs are at schools, libraries, and seniors' homes. And it just needs one person to sort of just drop that little spark. Or another person to be curious about what's happening there. And that's how the spark behind the sparks that starts the new movement
Wonderful.
going.
Thank you so much for joining us on Afternoon Express. It's been an absolute delight, colourful delight having you here today. Let's all take a cue from their vibrant community spirit and remember that fostering meaningful relationships is indeed one of the keys to a long and joyful life.